our force of gravity. The arrangement of muscles and bones to operate in accord with their dimensional design, their relationships can enable you to optimize your circulation. Oh. Every form of alignment needs to be practiced bilaterally. And it needs to be practiced at the extremes. Extreme contact, extreme extension. You know when it's extreme because you are maintaining, or you know when it is, it's as far as you can go. It's as far as you can stretch without disrupting the structural integrity of your skeletal and spinal system, which deserves to never be disrupted. It is doing everything for us. It's what's enabling us to command our fingers and our arms. We should be protecting it. We should be valuing it. And we are as a civilization. You know, all of the restrictions on corporal punishment, all of the medical procedures for minimizing damage are employed, especially in very public displays of action on the football field, in sports competitions. We don't appreciate how fragile we are. If we did, we would acknowledge should everyone have to see dead bodies? Should everyone have to be around death in some way? Should everyone have to do an autopsy? You know, there is a need for us to have a shared experience together. And what could be more promotional of a balanced, healthy life than the notion of intentionally balancing your breath, balancing your physiology, which is balancing your mind and your body. We are that. So long as we exist, we are that. Study what feels comfortable. Find it. Use it. And then understand why that feels comfortable, why that feels good, why that doesn't feel good. Is this ungoodness indefinite? Will it go on forever, or can I mitigate it by activating something else? This is why lengthening the spine, lengthening the body is something that we all need, because so much of our lives are relaxed, compressive. And we need that too. But we also need expansive to be balancing that out. Expansive, compressive. You need them both. And they're constantly varying. They're constantly recalibrating based on the tasks of our lives that we're expected to complete. It doesn't take much. Look at this. Start at the tip of your fingers. Let it just be a little bit of a flick. Then go on to your pinky and your ring finger. Then rotate them. Then let them absorb some of the force of a fall. Just slightly. This is what you're doing whenever you're making light contact. You're awakening those other muscles. You're placing force on the length. You're sensitizing your extremities to the maximal length of sensation. That's why whenever we got our nasal swabs for the COVID tests, what did they tell you? Wiggle your other toes. If they're putting it in your left nostril, wiggle your left toes. Why? Because that means the other side of the brain. Excuse me. If they're putting it in your left nostril, they would say, wiggle your toes. But they didn't say that. They just said, wiggle your toes. They didn't say, wiggle your right toes. That's kind of my subconscious preemptively sourcing the idea about the opposite sectors of the body, opposite extremities. We cannot discount the power of complete breathing. It is absolutely essential for having these experiences. And these are absolutely essential for awakening to the, let me see if I can demonstrate this. I'm going to have to kind of get away from, you see the podium thrown back there? So even as I'm scooting, there's a variation of ways in which I can move my body. I can pull my legs. I can push them down. I can pull them up. And then the more you synchronize more of your muscular movements to be elevatory and compressive both, and in all of these different regions, all of these different ways. I think wrestling, jiu-jitsu, where you are contendering with someone else for the same purpose. To survive, but you're holding each other. You're having to resist that compressive experience by internally generating the pressure, the internal pressure to expand against that force.